Today we're here to talk about this story, guys. It's a serious topic. A lot of people have come to me asking for help. I've helped them as much as I can, but I think it's time to make a general video about my take on the matter. So today, that is the closet, and this is how to get out of it. First thing I want to make clear is that your research about coming out doesn't end with me. If you are looking into coming out and you're looking for help, the best thing you can do is to get many opinions, many different resources. So don't take this video and use it as your only reference to how you're going to come out, because there's a lot of different opinions, a lot of different experiences. I'm going to tell you about my experiences. I'm also going to give an update on my current coming out situation and how I'm going to deal with that, and hopefully this will help you along with your own coming out. First, I want to talk about the first person you come out to, the very first person you tell. Some of you may be further along, and I will get to that. But first, the first person you ever tell. You really need to make sure that this person, whoever it may be, will accept the fact that you're gay. The first person I ever told was my sister. I didn't tell her just because she was my sister. I was actually deciding between two people, her and my French teacher at the time. The reason I was deciding between these two was because I knew they were both very liberal and they were both very kind and caring people. Some of us are lucky enough to have someone like that in our family, like me. Others are lucky enough to have a person like that as a friend. You really need to be careful. If this person is not as trustworthy as you first think they are, it may lead to a lot more people knowing than you first intended. And that's really, it's something you want to avoid, because coming out is something you want to do on your own pace. So the first person you ever come out to, if you want to hear my story about me telling my sister, it's in my coming out story. But first person you ever come out to, you need to make sure, whoever they are, that they're liberal and that they're caring. The second biggest part about coming out is coming out to your family. Now, why do I order it like that? Well, it's because it has a lot of weight in your own well-being. But second most is your family, because for a lot of us, our family is our lives. We love our family and we hope that they love us too. And the one way we figure out if they love us unconditionally is by telling them we're gay. For some people, they tell their family in their teens. Some people tell them when they're 12. Some people tell them when they're 40. Telling your family is a very broad subject. It's a very broad topic. If you're going to tell them when you're still at home, when you're a teen, when you're 12, however old you may be, it is very important, just like the first person, that you know that they're liberal and caring. If you come out while you're still at home, there are many things that can happen if your family doesn't accept the fact that you're gay. If you know the YouTuber Rosewhip, that he's unfortunately a very big example of what can happen if your family isn't tolerant. A lot of people tend to say right away, don't come out to your family when you're at home. I don't believe that. If you know that your family is liberal and caring and would love you no matter what, then even if you're at home, I would tell them. I would tell them, because just being able to come home and have a loving and supporting atmosphere, then they know exactly who you are, and you know that they know exactly who you are. It makes a big difference. I do believe that living a lie is one of the worst things that we can do. So I do believe that you have to come out to them. You have to come out to them. Some conservative families end up changing for the better. Others, unfortunately, don't. But it is still important to let them know who you are. It's important to come out to a conservative family when ties have been cut, when you're no longer dependent on them. So that means when you're moved out on your own, when you don't rely on, let's say, their contributions to your rent, when you don't rely, when your things like your car or your cell phone are under your name and not theirs. You can't be dependent on them when you come out to a conservative family, because unfortunately a lot of people tend to react. A lot of conservative families tend to react and end up taking away things. So it's important for you not to be dependent on them. However, I do believe that it is very important to come out to your family, no matter who they are. It is very important that they know who you are, no matter if they accept you or not. You are who you are, and I think living a lie is one of the worst things we could ever do. There are many, many conservative families that end up accepting their children anyways. I've heard countless stories. There are many religious families that end up accepting their children anyways. There are the few that don't. But I think it is important, nonetheless, to come out to your family. Do you have to come out now? Do you have to come out tomorrow? No, but eventually it is important to let them know who you are. Is coming out on a whole, as a whole, coming out in general, coming out to school, coming out to larger groups of friends. At first I thought I was going to come out to my school, break the gay barrier, and come out to everybody at once. I'm no longer going to do that. It's not going to be beneficial to me. Coming out as a whole is something, it's not really something you can get help with. You can only hear stories, apply the characteristics of each story to your own situation, and decide for yourself what you're going to do. Some people stand up on a hill with a megaphone and shout, "I'm gay." Others don't. Others come out slowly, gradually. It's important, if you choose to come out gradually, that you know in the back of your mind and you accept the fact that somebody may spill the beans for you. I am going to come out gradually. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to stand up and shout on the hill, but if somebody decides to do that for me, I think I'll be ready. So that's all I really have to say about coming out as a whole, because it's something you need to decide for yourself. Those are my opinions. It's important to get a lot of opinions, as I said at the beginning of the video. So don't stop here. There are many coming out help videos. Some have different opinions than me. Others will say generally the same thing. It's important to do lots of research and to prepare yourself. I've said this to a lot of people. I believe I've said it in a couple of my videos before, but I'm going to emphasize this, and this will be my quote of the day. You need to hope for the best, but you need to prepare yourself for the worst. I'll see you guys later.